Cesar. I can't hear you right now.
I was being a rookie and was on mute.
Oh man,
How are you, my
Cesar, how
brother?
you doing, buddy?
Oh man, hanging in there, getting through this pandemic, getting through life, doing good.
Dude,
Family growing. What can I say? It's amazing.
I know, man. We're recording, dude. All right, so I gotta tell you, man, I am lit.
Ah,
I am lit.
really?
I gotta say, I mean, the game we just witnessed. I mean, for everyone that's out there, Cesar Orozco, Peña, Madridista, San Francisco Bay Area, Vice Chairman. Pleasure to have you on this program. Christian Paredes, Peña Sur de California, founding member. So just so the newbies that don't know who we are, that's who we are.
We are the OGs.
We are the OGs of this movement, man. Madridismo Universal, man. We are the OGs. Oh my goodness, Cesar, we got a special welcome. Let's welcome Daniel Ramirez from Peña, Fresno.
Daniel, what a pleasure. I am just so happy that I see our Madridismo just keeps on growing and growing and growing. What can I say? It's amazing.
Where is he coming from? Daniel! There he is. Can you hear us? Not yet? No? Yeah.
He has the same issue. I bet you he's muted.
Hey man, hands off. Daniel!
Go ahead.
Dude,
What's up, Daniel?
welcome to El Palco de Honor on Executive Madridismo, making your debut, representing Peña Madridista, Fresno, California. How are
Yes.
you, buddy?
I'm doing good, man. We just finished a watch party, man. We got excited, man. To say the least.
I'm on the same page with you. Maybe Cesar's on the same way because I'm lit. I am lit. As you
I
can
think
tell,
we both are at this point, man.
I am lit.
All of us should be. All of us should be.
Between bottomless mimosas, I saw goals coming left and right on the second half.
Hey, you're right. Yes.
Yeah. Well, first of all, Daniel, it's a pleasure to meet you, my brother. Let me tell you, I missed the initial goal in the second half. It happened so quick that I missed it as I was barely coming back to my couch. And I was like, we just went up 2-0. And I look up, I'm like, oh no.
Man.
Daniel, so your first impressions of this game, let's start with you, obviously, making your appearance. So what do you think of this game against Levante?
You mind if I can fix my audio? Because I'm hearing you from like very far. So let me try to fix my audio.
Let me scream how. No, I'm kidding. Can you hear us all right? You good?
We gotta turn it off the Bluetooth real quick.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
I've had problems with Bluetooth in the past. I'm trying to like listen to my Joe Rogan podcast, listen to music on the side. I mean, here and there. You know what I mean? Anyway.
I hear so much better right now.
All right, I love it. Great. You get the first take of this game against Levante, buddy. Oh, we lost the video.
There you go.
Where you at?
Now we got him.
There you are.
There we go.
All right.
So I mean, I thought we started off pretty good, but I mean, those second half substitutions had to come in because Vinicius just came in and changed the game around, man. He came in on fire.
Uh-huh.
Can
I
you
hear
hear
that.
me? Oh, okay.
Yeah, go ahead, man.
Yeah. I mean, at first we were like controlling the possession, but then after that we just had to have the repulsivos, and
Right.
Vinicius came in and he just turned it on fire, man.
Getting those two late goals to get us that 1 point, right? I mean, let's go, Cesar. Look, for starting lineup, we had Alaba, we had Militao, we had Nacho, Carvajal, Courtois, we had Casemiro, Valverde, and Isco making the start, not Modric. Isco making the start. And then the three, Hazard, Benzema, and Bale. So what did you think of that starting lineup, buddy?
I liked it. I thought it was the better lineup that we could have put out there. I was slightly surprised to actually see Isco, though. I was expecting us to maybe start with the 4-4-2. Although the skipper, Mr. Ancelotti, is not necessarily he doesn't push a 4-4-2 as often as he does a 4-3-3. So I can see exactly why he went with that. Initially, I think throughout the first 30 minutes, I saw Isco was the one that was slightly missing a little bit in action. Hazard, I saw him wanting to fire in some cylinders and on. I think today Bale is the one that came in wanting to prove more than what he did last week, where I think he actually left a little more to be desired. But I think the team overall came in. I mean, I think the team today came to play in wanting to take points away from a very, very difficult stadium and from a very, very tough team, because Levante always plays us tough.
Yes.
Right. I mean, the thing is that when the way that I saw it in between refills, the thing is that, I saw Levante, they held back and we dominated possession. I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Okay. I'm just, from what I saw on my iPhone screen, Android screen. The thing is that Levante pulled back, Madrid dominating possession, having shots, having opportunities, having the field to play, and then getting, they had the early goal with Bale scoring within 5 minutes. I mean, that shocked me it must have shocked all you guys, right?
Yes.
Right? So
it was nice to see him finish it, though. It was very nice to see that. It was a great
finish. I mean, Alaba put Benzema, it was a great ball from Alaba to Karim, and then he gave it to Bale, and Bale one touch right into the net.
To be honest, I think that Benzema would have finished it off, but I don't know if you guys caught this, but as Benzema gets into the box, you see a little splash of water coming up. Like the pitch was slightly overwatered right before the game, and I feel like that slowed up the ball enough to where he lost his footing to take a shot and end up taking that back step and giving the pass to Bale. Regardless, same outcome. It ended up in a goal, but I feel like Benzema should have killed that one, because that is his preferred angle, coming in from the wing, and bam.
Yeah.
See, but Benzema is unselfish, though. He always wants to make his player around him better.
I agreed. I'm not going to dispute that.
I won't dispute any of this, because we're up 1-0 at the half. 1-0.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, the thing is, we've seen in so many games before with Levante that Levante is a very physical team. They love to, do tactical fouls. They like to stop the play. They like to slow the game down in that regard. But the second half, it was literally fireworks. I was ordering another round of your mimosa, goal. Another round of mimosa, goal. I was like, damn, man.
So it's your fault. Every time you ordered a drink, there was a goal, regardless of who
it was a mimosa, it was a mezcal, it was a breakfast burrito, whatever you want to call it. I mean, it was literally just whatever I ordered, there was a goal happening.
The kitchen sink went on everything.
Full disclosure.
I went to go to the restroom, and then I heard goal. I'm like, shit. Let me run back in real quick. And that's when Vinicius scored the second goal. So I went to the restroom. Then a second time around, I went to the restroom again, and another goal. I'm like, damn, do I have to go to the restroom again?
Man, get this guy some water. You're going to the restroom, man. Get in that restroom. Do your business.
Right. Yes.
And then so it was like a topsy-turvy second half where we were behind, we tied, behind again, tied again. I mean, it was like that type of pace in the second half, right, Daniel?
Yes, back and forth, man. I couldn't even go to the restroom, because every time I went, something was going on. I'm like, damn, I need to go back.
Exactly, man. Exactly. So Vinicius scoring 2 goals, Bale scoring the opener, but we allow 3 goals on our end, get 1 point out of it. We're behind by 2 after 2 weeks. Cesar, is this type of result? Do you hang along this result right now that Madrid have to do a lot of adjustments, or is this you chalk it up as to it's a crazy game? We got a point out of it. It's on the road. On to the next.
A little bit of all of them, if I may say so. I think that on offense we were fine. I think how often do you get to put 3 away and you don't come up with a victory? I think 2 out of 3, you put 3 in there, you come up with 3 points, you know? And that's what I saw. I think I saw us fighting and dominating. I think the team took 20 shots overall throughout the game. Yes, most of them perhaps were not necessarily on goal, but you took 20 shots. That means you took the possession and you had Levante on their court almost the whole game. Today the defenses were really screwed us over a little bit, and more than anything else, what I see is I think we had a couple mistakes. I don't want to pin both of them on Lucas Vasquez because one of them I don't think it was necessarily it needed to be there. One circumstantial, the other one I think it was more on the 3-2 for Levante. What I saw was Lucas Vasquez was pinning down the second player that was in the middle of the box, and somebody's running by himself on the side. I think that should have been the call either by Militao, Alaba, or Nacho to call in one of the midfielders and so that they to drop so that they could push Lucas Vasquez to the wing. Perhaps this is the center back in me that's the way I see the plays happen, and when I saw that I was like, oh, that would piss me off. That just happens. It was a bad defense, and I know it was a bad day for Lucas, but I think that as long as we don't have many days like today, we should be fine. Offense was good. Defense today left a little more to be desired.
Yeah, Daniel, what do you think about? I mean, Lucas Vasquez has been tapped the last 2 games, the first 2 games of La Liga as right back, but Dani Carvajal has been on the convocatoria, meaning the squad list for these games. I mean, do you see Carvajal making a comeback next week? I mean, do you think this is going to be interchangeable between these 2 guys in that position? How do you see it?
I think he should be back hopefully by next week because I mean, Lucas Vasquez can do right back, but he that's not his position, and he feels uncomfortable there, you know. So I mean, as much as he tries to be at that position, that's not the position for him. So I think Carvajal, as far as Carvajal can get back into the system, he should be there. So I mean, I don't want to see Lucas Vasquez as much there as long as Carvajal is fit, you know.
Well, I mean, Dani Carvajal is he is the right back for us. I mean, we've had him on the squad for how many years as the right back, but for some reason, Carleto is putting Lucas Vasquez at right back these first 2 games in La Liga. I mean, there have been moments where he has performed well in that position, where he has defended well, he has gone up, but there have been other situations where he has floundered horribly, and we know those games. We remember those games.
Against Liverpool, Sedan put Valverde as a right back. You know, because he doesn't trust our guys being right back, you know. So it's a lot been a rotation going on there, you know. So I mean, if Lucas Vasquez is fit, then he'll be there, but Valverde should be Carvajal should be the guy there, you know.
Right. Cesar, what did you think of Isco being the starter in the midfield? Because Luka wasn't called for this game.
Well, Lucas coming down with a nagging injury that was coming from last week, so I think Isco was the right play there on the wing for the 4-3-3. I wasn't very impressed. I don't feel like he was very engaged the first 20-ish or so minutes, at least not overly that like taking on challenges, and so the way I've seen him in the past. But I feel like from the water break in the first half and the 15 or so minutes he played in the second half, he was taking on people, he was taking challenges, and he was making the ball move the way Isco does with that almost that cha-cha-cha dance that he does as he's moving around, with the ball just really close to his left foot. I saw that happening, and I like that. But I don't know if it's early in the season. A lot of these players are coming in with very, very low morale from last year. One of them in particular is Odriozola, who hasn't even played still, even though we keep sticking Lucas Vazquez at right back. So I feel like with Isco it's the same thing. Like, it'll take him a little bit of time to just adjust to the fact that they're now under new management. Coaching is trying, I think, to put the best names there for now, and then only time will tell who's really going to be more fit and who's going to be taking on more and more of those big dates.
Cha cha cha.
You like that, didn't you?
I told you I was lit before. I'm not kidding. I mean, I think I paid for three mimosas. I had 3 mezcals. By the way, the children watching this episode, please drink responsibly, or don't drink.
If they're children, they shouldn't be drinking.
I'm sorry.
Forget the last 10 seconds.
21 and over. Wait, 21 and over. Please drink responsibly. 20 and younger, don't drink.
It's not good for you.
Don't drink. No, but you're absolutely correct about Isco. I have to say, the times that I saw Isco with the ball, on the ball, in the midfield, he was going forward. None of this horizontal business that we've seen, like in the World Cup in 2018, not before when we were playing in Champions League, not in La Liga. Like, no, he took the ball and he went one direction. It was towards goal. Mm-hmm. And they were trying to foul him. They were trying to stop him. He was trying to get the more direct Isco, I think that surprised Levante's midfield. I really believe that surprised their midfield. They were expecting, if he was going to be in the team, on the field, he was going to be a player that was going to hold possession, move very slowly the field of play, and it wasn't like that. It was more, I'm going to get the ball and I'm going that way. Wherever goal was, I'm going that way, and I'm going to feed whoever is on left or right. And that shocked the Levante midfield, right? Right, Daniel?
Right. I did. Because normally Isco just gets the ball and slows down the game. So this game, they were expecting him to do that, but he honestly, he surprised me too. Like, I was as surprised as Levante was, honestly, because I was thinking the game was at a much slower pace, but he did not. He went forward.
Exactly. No doubt. So 3-3 tie, got 1 point out of it after 2 weeks. So chalk it up. We got Real Betis coming up next weekend. Cesar, that game is on the road again. We're going to be playing Sevilla. And, 10 o'clock kickoff time, local. 1 o'clock over here in the West Coast where our Peñas watch. What do you expect from Madrid in this game against Betis?
I would like to see a continuation of the offensive play that we saw today. I think that we had good pressure from midfield up. I would like to see that. I was very surprised as to how well the composure that Vinicius had today. I've seen Vinicius run for 3 years at Real Madrid now with this year, but the previous 2 run upwards and then lose that ball up on top. And I don't know what he ate or what he drank or who he trained with this summer, but the level of confidence that I saw in these 30 minutes today, I had not seen those since before his ankle injury, a year and a half ago when he first bursted onto the scene with Solari. So I would like to see a lot of this. I think that Bale and both Hazard need to realize that they are not the every week starter as long as there's people that are going to want to come in on the wings like that. And hey, you know what? I'm not going to say what's happening or not, but there's still a week and a half left in that transfer market. Something could happen, even if it's just another player coming in just to aid, not necessarily the big name that everybody's hoping for.
Daniel, what do you think about this game against Betis?
No, I mean, he took the words right out of my mouth. I mean,
Sorry.
I think, yeah. I mean, I want to see that Vinicius. He surprised me too today, man. I want to see that same vicious, attacking style that we saw.
Vicious Vinicius.
Yes, there you go. Vicious Vinicius, man. I want to
That
see
should
that.
that sounds fantastic. That should be
Hashtag I said it first.
Yes.
not only a hashtag. I think that should be a drink. I'm not sure what you put in it, but it sounds great.
I mean, we gotta figure out what to put in it, but I mean,
A little bourbon sounds good.
yeah, man.
Ooh, rye whiskey maybe.
What was
No.
that?
I don't want this to turn into a drinking podcast.
Children, stay away from this podcast.
Children, stay away. 20 and
Yeah,
younger,
yeah.
stay out of this. Sorry,
I
Daniel.
mean,
Go ahead.
A good whiskey sounds good, though.
I know, right? I think I'm gonna get a shot after this.
I mean, there's people. The rest of the members are waiting for me at the bar right now. So I mean,
Oh man.
shout out to
Hey.
them.
I gotta admit, I'm quite jelly. Our headquarters, unfortunately, right now at this point is behind closed doors just because the pandemic, and also we can't really be with our members. But hey, you know what? We'll get there. For now,
Oh,
we
yeah.
wish everybody safety as the top priority.
No, exactly, and then so everyone doesn't. I don't know if everyone knows on this when they're watching this episode, but San Francisco Bay Area Peña cannot meet at the local venue because of obviously COVID-19 restrictions. Looking for another venue, so
Yeah.
that's at the moment, right? Cesar,
Yeah,
is there anything-
we're looking for just an alternate side until we can come home. You know, it's like this is something that we discussed internally before we made it public with the ownership for our pub, and obviously they apologized to us for not being able to host us. And I get it. I mean, it's like the last year and a half has been very real for all of us. So we not only understand, but they also understood, said, hey, you know what, if you guys got to go and find another spot to just keep your momentum building up, it's been a long time. Do what you got to do, and then and they know we're coming home once it's possible. We're coming home.
Yeah. And Daniel, how's it looking over in Fresno?
I mean, right now we still have the green light, you know, at our bar. So I mean, we're good to go. And I mean, any California fans are more than welcome to, you know, come join us, you know. So
I drove right by Fresno about a week ago.
we're good to go.
Cesar, how far away are you from Fresno? What is the distance?
I'm about a good
2 hours.
5 hours. I'm up in Napa. but
5
if-
hours?
I'm up in
Oh, it's
Napa.
5
So,
hours. It's 5 hours for us. How's it 5 hours for you?
because I'm up in Napa, so I'm almost an hour north of San Francisco. But if we are talking about headquarters from San Francisco, we're still talking a good 3.5, because you got to get out of the bay, and you can never figure out what's going to happen with traffic in the bay. As once you hit that 5 or that 99, then you're cruising down south. But
Yes.
until you get there, it can get ugly during the week.
Well, I mean, I just hop in my Tesla that gets driven by the car itself. I mean, that's just me. You know, provided by Executive Madridismo. No, I'm kidding.
Come pick me up, and then we'll head back down.
You're damn right, man. You're dang right. Kenneth coming from San Diego will pick me up. How about that? Kenneth from San Francisco Bay Area, founding member. So if people don't know who he is, he has a Tesla, a beautiful one. If that.
Oh, okay.
No. You're right,
I'm in the
Daniel.
middle point, so I mean,
Yeah.
I'm in the middle point. So I mean, drive up the 5, drive down the 5. We're
Mhm.
here, man.
I love it, man. It's very difficult, man. It's very difficult with what we have going on. I mean, it's changing constantly. You know, we have to be safe. Obviously, we don't want to risk anyone's health. We don't risk
Right.
anyone's safety. I mean, we're all on board with that. We all should be. You know, it's very difficult. You know, we just have to ride with it. Obviously, this is how it is moving forward, and it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. You know, certain things are out of our control, but we have to navigate through that. You know, and I appreciate. I love seeing the post that San Francisco Bay Area Peña put out on Instagram and on their social media, putting out saying this is what it is. You know, this is what we got. Daniel, thank you for the invitation. I'm sure everyone on the channel is appreciative, and if they're local, they'll drive on up. They can go watch the game. They can sign up for your Peña, so on and so forth. But it's just we have to be we have to be as communicative as possible, and we have to be upfront. We have to stay informed. That's how we have to roll. That's the way it is right now. Moving forward, I don't know how it is going to be in the future, but right now that's how we go, right?
Day by day. That's the way we take it.
Yes.
Day by day.
You know what I mean? Now, I wanted to ask both of you guys about, there's been a lot of chatter, as you can tell, the last year and a half. I mean, it's old at this point about Mbappe and Haaland. The media love to obsess about this. Now, with Mbappe, let's say, for example, he were to say he wants to come to Madrid. Let's say, hypothetically, he wants to come. How would you, if you're a director deportivo of Madrid, Cesar, let me start with you. How would you, do that operation? How would you manifest that?
Financially, in terms of la plantilla, or how would you like me? Because I've been playing this scenario in my head for a long time. I've seen this kid since he was in Monaco, and I think that while it was good timing for him to go to a team like PSG at the time instead of coming to Madrid right out of Monaco when he was only 18, coming now, if we're talking about financially, I think that this would be the time to strike, because the same way we did with Courtois, the same way we did with Eden Hazard, in many ways, you wait for that last year of contract. And the team, if you want to pinch something out of it, you're gonna take something. But the problem is PSG is a very proud team. I've seen him sit players up in the stands, not even on the bench, up on the stands for 6 months, because they'll rather see them sit out there than go away and sign for another team. With all due respect to PSG, I do not see them necessarily making it easy for us to snatch them up with just 100+ mil this year. I see it likely happening not until next summer on a free transfer. But watch out, because rumors have it that Liverpool and Man U are out there lurking, trying to get that free contract as well. If we were to snatch him up this summer and he comes in, I think the draw board needs to change to a 4-4-2, to where you're just playing this back and forth between Benzema and Mbappe. I think the Euro Cup gave us a little bit of a taste of what that could be, and God, it was that some sweet honey.
Yeah, Daniel, what do you think? How would you go about it to get Mbappe over to our squad?
Honestly, I would wait. It sounds financially sound to wait till next year to get Mbappe. But I mean, if we want to put the foot on the pedal to the metal, we should go for him this year, But financially sound, we should wait. But if we want to put our foot down on the transfer market, we should go for it right now. I was telling my buddies earlier today, we should as the days go by, the Mbappe transfer is dwindling. Like, the hope is getting lower. But we'll just have to wait.
Would you guys throw in, let's say, a Vinicius Jr. or Rodrigo goes into the operation, Cesar?
I love the 30 minutes from Vinny today. Maybe that's why El Precis was so eager to shut down that idea a while back. I think had you asked me a month ago, I would have said yeah immediately. But to be honest, at this point, I think if I were to include a player, I would likely put in a player of the caliber of Marco Asensio instead, and throw in a Marco Asensio. Yes. I feel like Marco Asensio is a repeat of what happened to Hesse years ago, where an ACL injury just derailed the projection they had going. And while Asensio has been able to maintain with Madrid, and he's given us many flashes, I think Asensio he's still relatively young, very agile. He just needs a little more consistency in play time, and I think PSG can actually give it to him. The problem is PSG loaded on free transfers this year, so they're going all out. PSG is going for the champions, and they're not gonna make it easier for another team to compete with them.
Well, as long as they don't run into us, we'll be they'll be
brick wall.
I'm just saying. All those PSG newbies that are watching this, as long as they don't run to Madrid, they'll be okay. They run into us, it's a brick wall, and they'll be disappointed. And maybe the media will make a pass for them because of who's on the squad.
You know, at some point in one of the at some point throughout the process of the elimination bracket in the Champions League, I would love to see PSG go at each other with Man City and just dismantle one another, because I think nothing would show just those two teams, the way they're built, the way they came to be, that oil money supplying all those $1 billion into that team. I would love to just have them go at it and see exactly what happens, just for pure entertainment.
Or a team like Chelsea as well, you know.
You know what? I don't know what you guys. I'm going to ask you both this, but I'm disgusted by what I'm seeing, by the fact that PSG can do whatever they want and getting who they want, and they don't have any repercussions from UEFA for financial fair play.
Not only that, but also the leagues in general. The leagues are so different that even if they have to limit something, their approach by UEFA standards, in the sense of the Champions League, in France they dominate. I feel like PSG has nothing to prove in France. PSG will just continue winning 4 out of 5 and 5 out of 5, most of the time from here on out. It's almost like in Germany, where they don't have another team to really compete on a regular basis. So I do not understand why this keeps happening.
But Bayern does business the right way. PSG does.
Very, very agreed. I actually like the business structure that Bayern follows.
Bayern does business the right way. PSG doesn't. Man City doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
They don't. They violate. How many times have they violated financial fair play since they've been with their new owners?
Since the last 15 years, multiple times, and then
they shouldn't even be in Champions League. Period. I mean, if you're trying to penalize teams that go about getting players beyond the threshold of what the rest of the league is doing, according to what the rules are, they shouldn't be in Champions League, period, at all. They want to compete in the league, go ahead. But they're not doing it.
And I'm not going to mention names and attack, but I mean...
Oh, I'll do it for you. That's fine.
It just so happens that part of the leadership of one of these teams eventually turns out to be, leading some of those committees and some of those agendas. So...
Yes.
I'm going to leave it there.
Yeah, Daniel?
Oh, yes, he's right.
Yeah, go ahead, Daniel, sorry. Oh, I said it's like they're being rewarded for the type of approach they have. And I'm like, no, it's not fair. It's not fair for the itty-bitty teams that used to have a shot at making the Champions League and give you a run. I'm talking teams back in the 70s, like Nottingham Forest and Red Star of Belgrade. These teams that won a Champions League.
Celtic.
These teams that today, to these standards, they're seen as they were a one-hit wonder. No, these teams are big. They're legendary. Up until like 15 years ago, Man City was nothing. Man City, Man City.
They were not even mentioned on the international stage.
No, not at all. No. And so it's like it sucks that it just goes to show that if you have enough money, you can do just about what you want, whatever. And leading into that, Cesar, Daniel, let me start with you. The Superliga concept. Do you buy it? Do you not? What do you think?
I do, because now we're seeing the repercussions of it, because the teams being benefited of not joining the Superliga are being benefited by UEFA. Like PSG. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. The PSG chairman.
Al-Khafani.
Nasir Al-Khafani.
Al-Khafani. There you go.
Yeah, he's a chairman now, and PSG is being benefited by the financial fair play rules, and also Man City too. They're spending big amounts of money, and their financial fair play rules are being laxed, so they're being benefited by it, and the teams that are still trying to do the Superliga, like Madrid, Atletico, and Barca, they're not. They're being heavily watched on,
Mhm.
Cesar?
You know, the way I see La Superliga is, I think it's, for those of you that are comic fans and Marvel fans, I think the Superliga is like Thanos. It's inevitable. It will happen just the same way the Premier
How
League.
dare you?
The Premier League. Me telling you that the Superliga is inevitable doesn't give you my point of view. I'm just telling you what's going to happen. And here is my point. The reason behind this is I think the Superliga, the news, the bomb had to go off before you can sit down and negotiate. There was war, before there were the all the Paris agreements and everything in real life context. In soccer, is the same thing. You had to drop the bomb. You had to see who was going to jump for and against this. We already saw that three teams stayed very, very strong in their position and they didn't budge. There is a few others that they jumped because they were being hunted down by their own ligas and some even by their own governments in many ways. But now this lets you know exactly your position and where you go. This is in lieu of the changes that are coming to the format of Champions League coming up in in 2024 when the new agreements and everything changes. So in order for you to have room to fix what's going to happen in whether we stay with the Champions League or whether we go to Superliga, you have room, you have now time to create some dialogue and or create some more steam and really make sure that you go through all the legal channels to ensure that nobody is going to be penalized the way, you know, the certain courts are now allowing Madrid and Barcelona and Juventus to go back to the Champions League as they rightfully were supposed to go. So the fact that I think the Superliga will happen, I think it will. It's something that will need to happen as long as the current Champions League format will cease to exist in a few years and it goes into something else. If the Superliga does change, what we're going to happen is the Champions League is going to be seen the way we typically see the Europa League, which is more of a bigger format team. Perhaps not all the top tier teams will be there, and the Superliga will have all of them. But it will really depend. Regardless, one way or another, the Superliga bomb have to go off in order for either Champions League, UEFA to fix and make sure that they took care of their year in and year out teams, or for us to see a new format that we will see how well it goes in 10 or 15 years.
Right, but Cesar, the thing is that how is it possible that you're going to have 6 Premier League teams sign a document saying we approve doing this Super League, breaking away from Champions League, and then they now are saying, okay, we're not a part of it, we don't want to be a part of it, but they made this agreement before all the shit went down. I'm pardon my language, but they literally signed on to this, because even the Premier League, which has the most marketable league in Europe, that has the most revenue coming into it, they still signed a document. They
a
still
legal
signed
binding
it.
document, and that's what surprises me the most. And I don't think that at the end of the day anybody's really going to end up having to pay that fine or so, because knowing the businessman that Florentino is leading this charge, there is always a dollar sign attached to anything. But Florentino's a businessman, and he's been leading his construction company for decades. He's been at the lead of Real Madrid for many years now. He is a businessman. He understands that when there is a legal document binding, something will happen. And I don't understand how teams were able to just wiggle out of it. Call it fear, call it, okay, you know what, we want to keep the league at bay or whatnot. But I think it also needed some teams to just bow out at some point, because it needed the controversy. It has us talking 3 months later, and I think it's going to keep us on talking about it months and months throughout the season, because this topic will keep coming back around. Florentino is not done with the topic of La Superliga, and neither is Agnelli, or neither is the Precio in Barca.
No, it's not only that. I mean, the thing is that you have, the problem is, and what a lot of people are seeing, is that these teams made that type of an announcement saying they're not going to be a part of it, because they didn't want to have protesters in front of their stadiums ripping up their stadiums. They didn't want it. That was the reason why they said, no, we're not a part of it. We don't want to be a part. Like, politically, it became dynamite.
It became
and that is what led.
It became a political unrest.
Because you have Boris Johnson in the UK saying these teams that are going to be a part of this thing, we're going to put their games on for free.
Mhm.
They literally were going to make rules. They were going to make laws to make these clubs are not profitable under this league. They were going to infringe on private business while running the country. I mean, there's major politics involved in this.
Exactly.
Maybe they didn't anticipate this type of a blowback, but they must have known something was going to happen with that.
They had to. They absolutely had to have known something. And this is why I go back to my point that the bomb needed to go off in order to see how many alarms were going to be going off everywhere. Not only politically, but also obviously throughout all the leagues and the chairmen of different clubs. I think, and I think at this point, it's very, very safe to say that the leadership of UEFA is not fans of our president Florentino, and a lot of that has to do with there's the opposition. There's going to be that riffraff. So, I don't know exactly where this is going to go, but I think this is still going to get a little uglier before it starts getting better.
First of all, it's going to move forward. I'm telling you that right now. I mean, inside the halls of Madrid, it's moving forward. The club that I know that's going to move, that I've been told that's going to move forward with this, with Juve and Barcelona, Real Madrid, is AC Milan. Milan is going to rejoin back with these other three clubs. They're going to go into it. Now, the question I want to ask you guys is that let's say, we had 12 clubs that are founding clubs, and then there were 3 more spots that were going to be open to other founding clubs. Who would you choose to be the other 3 clubs to join these other 12? Daniel, let me ask you, what do you think? What other clubs would you choose?
The Italian teams.
The Italian teams? Which ones? You
Milan.
have Inter, you have AC, Milan, and Juve already.
Yeah. And, I mean, I think Atletico's going to join still.
No, Atletico's already in there. I'm saying, aside from the 12 that have already signed the documents, there's another 5 spots or 3 spots that would be open to founding clubs.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Sorry.
No, it's okay.
The German team, Borussia. And then I would also get a French team like Marseille and Lyon.
Marseille and Lyon.
I know
Okay.
PSG would not join, because
No, because they're friends with Sefrin and UEFA, yeah.
It's a conflict of interest for PSG, unless
That's fine. They can go win the Champions League all they want, whatever. This is fine.
Yes,
Whatever.
yes.
We won 13 of them, whatever.
Exactly.
So you say Borussia Dortmund and Marseille and Lyon, 3 clubs. Those 3.
Yeah, and then
Okay.
from you said Italy. I mean Milan.
Well, they're already in there.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, Cesar, 3 clubs for me.
Napoli, maybe.
I agree with Daniel. I think Dortmund needs to be there. Dortmund hasn't won anything internationally in many years, but neither has Tottenham, and they are one of the founding members that were initially there. So assuming that all the initial founding clubs are in there, Dortmund absolutely needs to go in there. They have won the Champions League in the past.
Arsenal.
Well, they're already in it.
Arsenal's already in it. There's another club, and I think it's because of the region that they often get overlooked. Actually, both of these, and I would actually include Celtic, and I would include Ajax, and from the Netherlands. I think Ajax has been a key team throughout the decades, even if it's sporadically. And Celtic, again, another team that, even though it's in the Scottish League and it's obviously is no Premier League whatsoever, but they've dominated for so long. They have won Champions League, and they have put in so many players out from there into bigger teams throughout the world. I would pick those 3. Why? It's just a little bringing a little new flavor, but also I think that because of their history, they have earned at least a spot, at least the nomination.
No, you're absolutely. I gotta tell you, Cesar, I agree, and Daniel totally. The 3 clubs that I would choose outside of the 12 that have already signed a document, I would choose Celtic, I would choose Ajax, and I would choose Porto from Portugal.
That's one more.
I think those 3 earned the rights to be in the Super League. They represent 3 leagues. I think that's politically correct. I believe that is right in terms of the institutions for them to create the farm systems that they have developed, and for the history that they have competed not only domestically but internationally. I think that those 3 clubs, I think they would definitely be welcome members in the Super League. I would enjoy it. I would enjoy seeing Madrid and Ajax in a group stage game. I would enjoy Celtic and Porto going up against Liverpool and Juve. Who wouldn't watch that? Who wouldn't watch that? I'd watch it. You
This
see
is
those
why we
fans
need
in
Superliga.
Celtic? I remember Juve played Celtic in a Champions League group stage game 8 years ago. They played the Champions League anthem, and you couldn't hear the anthem because they were cheering over the anthem. They were that passionate about being in the game,
Celtic
being in
fans
the
are
moment.
second to none. They're
Like-
incredible.
Like that, like they are passionate about competing in Europe.
Hmm.
So and they've won Champions League, I believe, twice. Celtic, I think twice. Porto twice. I think Ajax has won it 4 times. 4 times. People when we were playing Ajax in 2019, everyone's saying they're the underdog, blah blah blah, and this and that. Dude, they won 4 Champions League titles. They
And how
won
many-
more than Juve.
And how many Dutch players have we seen excel in the biggest stage in World Cups and with clubs all throughout in the last 20 years, much less if you go back to the time when Johan Cruyff was there and he was leading that team before his days at Barcelona. That Johan Cruyff team is the one that won those first champions for
They won
Ajax.
3 straight Champions League leading up to that 74 World Cup, and they get to the final. They lose to West Germany, but it does not eliminate that history that they created at Ajax. Does
No.
not. No way.
Absolutely not.
No way. No way.
No,
So it's a matter of, with this Super League, I mean, it's going to happen. Everyone needs to accept the fact that it's going to happen because
Spot on.
UEFA, their model is not working. It's not going to work moving forward. They think that they can just spread everybody out and expand the tournament and think that everybody's going to make more, not only more money, that teams that haven't won it, they're going to compete and going to win the title, and it's not going to happen. And these big clubs have had it. They've had
Exactly.
it.
I agree completely, and this is why I think that this new model they're bringing in is the main reason why things have to go off today, so that there is the last couple years, so if you're like, fix it or we're done. And I think the Superliga is happening, and to be honest, I'm in favor of it as well. I haven't been as public, claiming how much in favor of it I am, just because I respect the opinion, and I'm not one to get into a heated discussion publicly with people, especially over the internet. I'm happy to discuss elegant and knowledgeable soccer
I'm willing to go toe to toe with anybody about this.
Exactly.
Because I'm going to say this right now. One of the biggest points of the Super League moving forward is that it's going to do more for the women's game than UEFA will ever do. More
Exactly.
than it will ever do.
And that is my point.
These clubs have women's programs, and imagine Tuesday and Wednesday they have their games. Men's side, women's side, they do Thursday, and they have their own channel, and you're able to watch all those games. Did you guys watch the Champions League final between Chelsea and Barcelona? Very few people in the U.S. could watch it because it wasn't available. Thank you, UEFA. Thank you.
It just goes to show how undermined they are, and this is exactly what I was trying to get to. I feel like it's important to have a very well rationaled and very. And when I say educated conversation or discussion about this, I don't mean that it needs to be like fully like just in very politically correct words. It needs to be an educated as in you know what you're talking about, and that is what I'm always willing to bring up. But there's people who sometimes they just want to almost just start throwing words out there to see what they can get out of you, and getting that rise out of people is what I never in a discussion. It never ends up anywhere, and you get nothing of value out of it. However, you have a nice, valid, educated discussion about Superliga, about the greatest players of all time. Doesn't matter what it is, you will get a great result that actually gets the conversation going somewhere. Moving on to your topic with the women's soccer team, I think it's highly underrated. I think that I love the fact that more and more teams continue to bring up women's professional teams and programs. And for all I'm saying is I've been cheering on Real Madrid Femenino since last year, and I've been following them closely. I think that they are a team that is building well in Real Madrid, even though they might have come in a little late to the women's program in soccer. They are there now, and we are going to start writing our history soon enough with that team.
Absolutely.
Oh yeah.
Daniel, last word on the Super League. I mean, let me ask you this. I mean, let's say this is our last Champions League ever, because Super League and Champions League can't coexist. No way. For Madrid. I'm talking about for Madrid.
Yeah.
This season, looking at what you see, do you see Madrid? I mean, making that push to win the 14th title, making it to the final with the squad we have currently? I know there's early question, but I just wanted to ask out point blank, August 21st, 22nd today. How do you see this team to be able to get to the 14th title before jumping to the Super League?
I mean, I personally don't see it getting us that far. I mean, I know last year we went to the semis, but because of, I think, Sadan and Ramos and, who we had on the squad, that's the reason we made it far. But this year, I mean, I know the badge counts a lot, but I mean, we're probably going to go back to those years when we made it out of the round 16 in the Champions League, honestly.
You really think we're going to be bounced early?
I mean, I hope I'm wrong. But, I mean, I think our main focus has to be the league this year. But if we make it far in the Champions, then I'm, of course, more than happy. But
you don't see it?
I don't see it happening unless, I know, Ancelotti does, does his job and, makes it happen. But the team we have right now doesn't give me much faith, honestly. In Europe.
Okay. Cesar?
Challenging, yes. With the current squad, I think many of us are still a little hurt or seeing that gap, that 26 years of Madridismo left just this summer in between Ramos and Varane. It's a gap that you don't close very easily. So that will make it easy. I think our challenge would be tuning up our defense to become a brick wall once again. Not that our players are not good enough. Our players are damn good right now. Yeah. It's just that it takes time to build that momentum between them. You got to build up the way they play with one another, because it's different practicing all the time alongside that when you're on actual teams competing full speed against other teams. In Europe, I think it would be challenging just because I saw how much some teams actually reinforce themselves. Not including obviously PSG, who went all out. But there's other teams out there. I mean, Man City keeps always picking up. Again, we keep talking about those two teams like they're a bad penny. But Chelsea, I mean, still on a strong side. But I do see us making noise once again. We surprised a lot of teams last year, and we made it very far. And I think that it wasn't pure luck. I still believe that when we have Kroos, Modric, and Casemiro at their best, we have one of the top three, if not the best center field in all of Europe. When they are firing in all cylinders, right. The problem is we're talking now about a 35, 36-year-old Modric who plays like he's 25. We're talking about a Toni Kroos who has an injury similar to the one that knocked out Kaká literally out of Real Madrid. That hip injury, the pubalgia that knocked out Kaká for so long, is what Toni Kroos has, and hope that is nothing as severe. But I mean, or midfield is aging, but when they are on point, God, they don't ask anything of anyone.
Yeah, totally. Madrid are up there. I mean, they have to be semifinalists last season, and then this season coming up with, I know it's new leadership, obviously you have a new idea of how you want to play and whatnot, but I mean, Madrid have to be up there. They have to be one of the favorites. I'm not saying the number one, obviously. I'm saying they have to be one of the favorites. You cannot discount the 13-time champions of Champions League. No way. You can't discount them. And then as much as the media loves to brush over it and talk about these other teams and whatnot that have no history in Champions League. None. No winning history, by the way. Let me emphasize that to everyone watching. Absolutely no history winning Champions League. Okay? Done. They don't. So you can't discount it. You have to acknowledge that Madrid are out there, unless someone knocks them out. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
Now, with regard to this upcoming season, I don't think that the squad that we see right now is the final squad. We have another 9 days to go in this transfer market. Then we have the January winter market that could, anything can happen, obviously. Hopefully nothing horrendous happens to any of these players that forces our hand to have to make a move in January. I hope not. I really hope, but let's see what happens. Obviously, so let's wrap this up, guys. I know that this has been a crazy Sunday for all of us with this game that we just witnessed, and being with friends, being with members. I mean, I don't want to take you guys away from, family and friends that you had. I mean, it's really fantastic. Thank you for joining in this episode. The one thing I wanted to mention to you guys is that September 25th, Saturday, there's going to be a live podcast recording of ManagingMadrid.com over in Los Angeles. Executive Madridismo, this channel, is co-sponsoring it. Peña Madridista Sur de California is going to be a part of it. Daniel, I mentioned this to you earlier. Cesar, you know all about it. Hopefully you guys can make it down for that live recording. It's going to be fantastic. I mean, this is the beginning of a great tour, right? Daniel, what do you think? This would be a fantastic event, Daniel?
Daniel muted.
Oh, you're muted. Oh, he's frozen.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so I did mention it to a few of our members, and I think we're gonna roll deep over there to LA. So
yeah,
so expect us to go travel down the 99 or the 5, both of them.
Heading down the 5.
Yeah, we're gonna go down there. A lot of people have been asking me, so
yep.
Yeah, we're gonna go down there.
There's gonna be some nice giveaways. You're gonna meet Kian Sobani, Matt Wills from ManagingMadrid.com. It's gonna be a fantastic event. Cesar, Kermit was told about this. I know you guys know about it. If you guys can make it, it'd be fantastic. Everyone watching, I mean, we're expecting a good-sized crowd. It's going to be very nice, celebrating California Madridismo.
Yes.
Absolutely. Yeah,
and we're
we got a
always
chance,
a big
we'll
fan
be out there.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I said if we get a chance, we'll definitely try to be out there. We're a couple hours extra from, down LA, but there's always an excuse for us to go down there.
Yeah.
Hey. I mean, you could always meet us here in Fresno, and then we'll just take a ride down there, man.
Hey, we need that speed train, that bullet train, just running NorCal to SoCal.
Man, right?
With just a pit stop in Fresno.
Let's do that train. Let's do that bullet train and make it down over here, man. And then
the heart of California.
That's right. I love it. It's gonna be fantastic. More details are gonna be released. Everyone that's watching this program, check the description. There's going to be the link to get tickets. It's a ticketed event. Make sure you get your tickets early. It's going to sell out. Make sure you buy those tickets. Make sure you make your accommodations. It's going to be an event you're not going to want to miss. I'm not kidding. I'm going to be co-hosting it with Managing Madrid. This is going to be ridiculous. Cesar, San Francisco Bay Area Peña hosted Managing Madrid for an event to record one of their episodes. It was fantastic at Chief Tank.
Yeah,
I was there.
That's our headquarters. It's an amazing place. We can't wait to come home.
Yeah, absolutely, guys. Absolutely. So let me get both of you guys before we disconnect. Daniel, against Betis, what do you predict scoreline?
2-1. 2-1.
2-1 for Madrid.
Yes, of course. Yes.
I had to make sure.
Yeah. I'll give my boy Diego Lainez or Guardado one goal, but we're definitely gonna win 2-1.
All right. Daniel, congratulations to your Peña being on Diario AS digitally and also on the paper version this week. Fantastic, man. Really proud of you guys. Really happy. Really great.
No, and we are as well ecstatic. Like today, when we went to meet up, they were like, I can't believe we were on the newspaper or the website portal. They were super ecstatic when they saw the picture right there. It was an amazing experience, honestly. And Tomas, thank you. Shout out to Tomas for he messaged the IG group, and he was like, "A la Madrid," and that meant a lot to the members and myself as well.
Well, hopefully in the future, our three Peñas, we do a trip to Madrid. How about that?
Nothing would make me more happy. Next year.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Next
We do
year.
it right. We do it right.
Wait until the stadium is fully ready. Just wait.
That's right. We gotta wait a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
Just a little bit longer. Just
Hey, Madrid, the Bernabeu is going to be the mecca of football once again.
yes.
As far as the
What?
stadium goes.
Yes, because I mean, also I heard rumors that the Mark Cuban wants to take the Mavs over there with Luka.
Well, Luka Doncic, I mean, he's homegrown. He knows what he has in Luka. He knows.
He knows.
That's right. That's right. Absolutely. Absolutely. We got to put a pin on that. We definitely need to do it. We need to plan it correctly. We need to time it right. We'll do it right. It's going to be fantastic. I can't wait. I can't wait. Cesar, thank you so much for being a part of this podcast. I mean, you know, you being a regular, it's really great to see you, seeing you staying safe. Say hi to the family for us and for the Peña. One final word before we cut out over here.
What a blast. It was a pleasure being on today. And Daniel, welcome to the Peña world. It's a pleasure to know that there's more Peñas coming up in California, and it's a lot of hard work to get there, but hey, it's a sweet ride, man. Enjoy it, and just take care of your members. They are your biggest asset. Definitely.
Yes.
Do everything you do it with them in mind.
You have us to help you out, Daniel. You have us to help you out. We are heavyweights. We know what's going on. We know how it is to help you in any way we can. We definitely are there. Cesar, final prediction against Betis.
I think at 32. I think it's going to be a bit, maybe not a nail biter, but definitely will be a high scoring game. I think Betis has enough to offer, even though they've only tied 1-1 both games, and Betis going to Sevilla is never easy.
Yeah, it's a beautiful city, beautiful weather.
I'm gonna leave it at that.
You know what's great is I can say whatever and I'm gonna get called out for it.
Hey, it just means you're well cultured. You have traveled well.
Listen. Ana Cobos taught me. She, I'm not gonna go there. I'm not gonna go.
Hello to Ana Cobos, huh? That's all we gotta say.
Ana Cobos, te quiero mucho, Ana Cobos. And being over in Miami, Sevillista. Hey. You know what? She actually wants Madrid to be Betis because that's her eternal rival.
Yeah, she's a Sevilla fan.
Big time.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
No, Ana Cobos doesn't hide it. She is a sweetheart. I've always enjoyed listening to her transmissions. I think
she is a stand-up professional. For people that don't know, Ana Cobos, I mean, she's over at BN Sports in Miami, and unfortunately, a lot of people in BN were let go because of the recent, obviously, La Liga transferring to ESPN. They had to make certain cuts, so a number of them have moved on. Other people are looking to start their new chapter. I wish the best for all of them moving forward. I mean, it's the end of an era, being in La Liga. I mean, and it's unfortunate, but riding the way that they rode the wave for 7-8 years. I mean, that they did what they did, and now it's another chapter, unfortunately. So, it is
What
one
do
of
you
the
think of ESPN's La Liga broadcast? I mean, I was excited at first, but I mean, after the first 2 weeks, it's been a bit rough. I think they'll get it together, but I mean, yikes.
What do you mean by that?
Well, because here in the Central Valley at least, beIN Sport wasn't carried by the cable companies. So Xfinity and DirecTV didn't have beIN Sport. So we had to stream it. And I thought with ESPN, they would at least be on ESPN Deportes, but it's still going on ESPN Plus.
No.
So we're still...
Somebody's got to pay for La Liga.
So we're still streaming now. Like,
because they are streaming the majority of the games on ESPN Plus, and they select on a rotating basis games that will be on ESPN, ABC, and ESPN Deportes.
Oh, okay.
That's how they're doing it. I saw it. They did the same thing with Serie A. And now Serie A moved on to CBS Sports Network and Paramount Plus. So La Liga is going through what Serie A had last season.
Okay.
Yeah, but also you also got to put it this way: for ESPN to grab one of the biggest leagues in the world, it's a huge thing. If you we're talking right now, Serie A moved on to a different network. La Liga came here to another US based network, and what's happening is 10 years ago there was nothing. We had to figure out just one randomly. I mean, the Premier League wasn't even a regular on a lot of channels. So I think football is making its way into the US in a much bigger market. But also when you're talking ESPN, yeah, unless you're talking about a Real Madrid Barça or Real Madrid Atletico, you are not going to compete with the local markets here on Saturdays with college football and Sundays perhaps with some other sports. So it's a big thing, but also it's a part of the marketing. With ESPN Plus, it's a gold mine.
Okay, but the thing is that what the Premier League did is they didn't just focus solely on the couple of clubs that are competing for the title.
Right.
They gave airtime for the middle of the table clubs.
Mm-hmm.
They have that sitcom Ted Lasso. They're the marketing they're doing around the Premier League is far above and beyond what
by a long shot
with La Liga. ESPN has to learn from the BN mistakes, and I'm saying this with all love, obviously, because I know a lot of people at BN, but BN really screwed up. They screwed up bad because what they did was they put all their eggs in two baskets, which was Real Madrid and Barcelona, and they forgot about the other 18 other clubs. And you can't do that. You have to be able to market the majority of the league. You can't do it just on the two major clubs.
And that's the problem when you have a league that has two major clubs.
Go ahead.
Go ahead, Daniel.
No, I was saying even here in the Valley, like I was saying, the two biggest cable networks didn't even carry BN. So we had to stream it. We couldn't even have a bar to. Yeah. Because they were not willing to drop a DirecTV because of a NFL Sunday Ticket.
No, so we had
I wouldn't either.
And to be honest, there was a lot of different reasons why BN Sports wasn't being carried. There was a lot of very internally politically charged conversations that led to BN Sports not being an Xfinity or DirecTV or AT&T Uverse, you name it. There's very, very, I think there were months of discussions that led to that fallout.
And here, the only two networks or the only two cable providers that we had are Xfinity and AT&T or DirecTV, whatever you want to call it. And with both of them having nothing, we had to go to like streaming. So we couldn't go to a local bar because they only want to have a satellite TV or cable or whatever.
Daniel, if this ever happens again, do yourself a favor, have yourself a little Roku TV module or something. We did that. We worked at our headquarters. We literally, before they had one, we had one of we just plugged it in and we would change that channel. Our bar was more than happy to host us, and then at some point they got their own right away when they saw the the turnouts and all. It's just one of those things that you have to go down the swing.
Yes. And that's what we did. We bought a TV with the Roku TV. And back then we had Fubo, but now we have ESPN, so we adapted to it,
So then you make that connection, and then you order a Cadillac margarita,
then you get yourself a 10% off of your tab just because you're bringing business to the bar, but that's a different discussion.
Sure. I don't know about the 10%, but I order the margarita. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Whatever you can get discount wise, you're bringing business.
Exactly. We are.
All right, guys, fantastic. Cesar, Daniel, thank you for joining in this episode of El Palco del Norte. Hope to have you guys back. Everyone watching, please subscribe to the channel. Please drop your comments. Please drop questions. We will answer any question you guys drop here. We will answer in the next episode, please. So cheers. A la Madrid, nada más. Great to see you guys. Honestly, take care.
Bye.
Thank you. Buddy.